Okay, I think we're going to start now. Hi everyone, thanks for joining us on this beautiful Wednesday for our webinar Wednesday. My name is Bonnie. I'm the Solutions Advisor from our Burnaby location. And I'd just like to thank everyone for taking the time out this morning to join us to really speak about some topics that's really an extension of our newsletter that was sent out earlier this month. So we're just going to get started, and if I've muted all of you just in case you guys forget to mute yourselves on the phone. But if you can't hear me, or if something goes wrong with the screens or anything like that, just send me a message, and I'll fix that up as soon as possible. And what we'll do is we'll save all the questions for end as well. So just to start off today, today's agenda is going to cover really three main topics. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into detail, and then at the very end I'm going to do a quick demonstration of all three. The first one that we're going to go through today is a drag and relate function within SAP Business One. So the drag and relate function is an interactive tool that allows users to display real-time information, and as you'll see in the demonstration, it's quite an easy tool to use, and it's just as simple as dragging any master data object onto the list of transactions. Oops, sorry about that. The list of transactions on the drag and relate tab over to the left. The second topic that we're going to go through is called the Query Wizard. The Query Wizard is a tool that can help users create and build their own reports based on specific needs. But what's different about the Query Wizard is it actually walks you through step-by-step on the criteria that you need to build that report, instead of having to know the codes and be technologically inclined. It'll walk you through step-by-step on how to do that. The third item that we're going to talk about is everyone's favorite, of course, is the Cockpit. The Cockpit is really a great tool that can be used to customize every user's main screen. And it's based on personal preference, so we'll go through that and some things that you can add onto there. So drag and relate. Just to give you a little bit more detail on the drag and relate function, as mentioned, it's simple and it's quite powerful, and it's really used to create reports on the fly. It's a very intuitive function, and it helps users create building reports, and you can see information that simple information, important information that you'll need. And what it does is it generates ad hoc view of data by linking master data elements to transactions. You're able to filter the report according to whatever your needs are, and you're able to export the report to Excel. One of the benefits is that every field that you drag on to the drag and relate panel will create a new view or a new report, so you don't have to exit out of all your screens to create any new report or to get any new information. The Query Wizard, like as mentioned, is a tool that will help users create reports that don't already exist within the system. So you're easily able to retrieve information of the system, and you don't have to be an expert in queries or codes or anything like that. And what's great about it as well is once you're building the report, you're able to see the correct tables that are associated with that document. Once the report has been built, you can also, of course, use the golden arrows within the report to drill down for any information or to get any documents. And you're also able to save the query in SAP Business One for future use, so you can repeat it and use again if it's a report that you use quite often. The scenario that we're going to go through for the Query Wizard is we're going to build a simple report that'll show business partners, including their telephone numbers, with an Encaptis greater than 0. So we'll walk through on how to build that. The last area is the cockpit. And within the cockpit, we're going to talk about 3 kind of great features, kind of cool features. The first one is the lookup. It's also known as an application word. It's very commonly overlooked because it's kind of a small area, and it's located on the top right-hand corner of your screen, and it's a yellow type bar. And so what this does is it allows the user to open up any document, any brand new document, and all you have to do is just type in the type of document that you're looking for. So this is quick and easy, and it avoids having you go to the left-hand side through all the modules to locate that particular document. The next one is open documents, and this really provides a snapshot of, you know, all the list of open items that your business has. So again, reduces the time having to go through the main menu to find documents. And this, again, is based on personal preference. You can, if there's certain documents that you go to all the time, you're able to have it within one click. And then you're able to attach an activity to any document for action and follow-up. And then the last one is common functions. So this provides users with a quick and convenient access to documents used most often. And it's quite easy to customize. You just drag and drop, and then you do the same if you're, you know, if you don't want that type of document in your view. So those are the that we're going to go through. I'm just going to switch here. All right. So this is the, I guess, the main screen, the common screen that everybody sees when they log in. So what we're going to go through first is the drag and relate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my sales quotes, and I'm just going to pull up the last quote here. All right. So what we're able to do here is the drag and relate tab is right here on the left side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the customer code right here, and I'm going to drag this entire thing onto the AR invoice. And what this is going to do is this is going to pull up all the invoices that's relating to Machina Corporation. Okay, so you can see that this is a quick, fast report that is generated that shows all the invoices, all the amounts, and then you can also drill down on the golden arrow to get information on that invoice as well. All right. What's great about this is that every report that you pull up has a filter button right here on the bottom right hand. And you're able to filter according to whatever it is that you want to see. Okay? Now, the other thing that's great about it is, say you wanted to get more information from this report here. Instead of having to exit out of it, go back to the sales quotation and drag something else, what you're able to do is you're able to, again, take this, and if, let's say you wanted to get more details on the AR invoice, again, you're able to drag it and pull up more information on that invoice there. Again, golden arrows are there for you. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag one of the items here to the invoice. And what this does is it shows every single vendor or business partner that has purchased that particular item before, and it shows also the totals here when they purchased it. And again, golden arrows are already there. Now let's say I want to get information on a particular business partner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the sales AR module. I'm going to open the business partners, and I'm going to take, for example, Earthshaker. and I'm just going to drag it into the business partners here, and it opens up the business partner master data window for Earthshaker. And then you can go through and get whatever information you'd like. Okay, so that's just a little bit on the drag and relate, and really you can drag and relate any master data tab onto any of the drag and relate modules that are available there. Okay. So I'm just going to close out of this quickly. And again, if you guys have any questions, please write them down, and we'll take them. We'll take them up after. Okay, so the next one that we're going to go through is the query wizard. Now, as mentioned before, the scenario that we're going to go through is I'm going to just create a query to receive a report on business partners, including their telephone numbers, that have a balance that's greater than 0. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go up to Tools here, and we're going to go to Queries and the Query Wizard. And then, again, it's going to walk you through step by step on how to generate whatever report you're looking for. So I'm just going to go next. Now, in the tables column, I want to bring up a list of tables that I want to choose from, but I don't know. I don't know the code. I'm not quite sure, even where to start. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit Tab, and it's going to bring up a list of tables for me to choose from. Now, I'm just going to filter this. So what I did there is I just double-click on the description, and then you don't need to know the name of the table or anything like that. You just need to know that you're wanting to pull up business partners. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type in business partner, and all I did was the US, and it brought up everything that's associated with that. And it's the very first one for me. So I'm just going to double click on that. Now on the bottom here, it shows all the tables that are related to the business partner. So you don't have to go looking for it and making sure that it's all correct. It'll pull it up for you. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go next. Now I'm going to select what I want. So again, I'm going to hit Tab. And now I'm going to go down to business partners here, if I can find it. Okay, so here is what I'm looking for here, the business partner code. So again, I would never have known this because I'm not, someone that builds or that is good at building queries. So I'm just going to select BP code. I'm also going to select the business partner name. You can hit the Control key on your keyboard and select business partner name, and I'm going to select both of those. Okay, so they both showed up here. Now I'm going to go back down, and I'm going to hit Tab again, and now I want a balance. So here's the account balance. And then now I'm going to select, I want their phone number. So double click on that. And those are all the fields that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and go next. Now here's where you can set up any conditions. So the conditions that I want is that I want it to show all business partners with balances greater than 0. So that's my condition. So what I'm going to do is in the tables, I'm going to select the drop-down, business partner. I'm going to click here, Tab again, and I'm going to find account balance, which is right here. And then the condition, I wanted to say greater than, and then in the field, I'm going to type in because its balance is greater than 0. And now I'm done. So I'm going to click Next. Now here is a summary of what my query is going to look like. Okay, so if you're anything like myself, not knowing any of the codes, this would be quite a difficult task to build, but with the wizard, because it walks you through step by step, you don't have to know much about codes or queries or anything. So now I'm going to click Finish. And here is what was generated because of the query that I'd made. So here you see all the business partner codes, the name, the account balances, and the telephone number. Again, you can drill down if you want to find more information about that business partner. You can also, if you wanted, see it in a graph form, change the type of graph if you like. And then you can also export it into Excel if you like. And then you can, further manipulate that the way that you want. What's also great about it is that you can save the query for future use. So you can save it, let's just say I'm going to save it into the query, and I'm just going to say greater than 0. So I can save that. Okay. So now when I go back into my query manager in the general, you'll see that query that I had, and again, it's right there. And you can manipulate it as you like up on top. Okay? So that's just a little tidbit on the query manager. Now I'm just going to quickly review the cockpit. So again, this is kind of the screen that everybody logs into if it's a brand new screen. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the lookup. So the lookup is right here. And what's great about it is that if I wanted to find, the sales order document, I can type that in, and it brings everything that's associated with the word that I typed in. So you can go ahead and you can pick whatever you'd like there. Or if I wanted to find the business partner master data, I can go ahead and I can do that. And then I can go ahead and, carry on as I normally would. Okay, so really, straightforward. There's nothing too, complicated about the lookup, but it's definitely there for ease and for convenience. Now, for the actual look of the cockpit itself, I'm not quite sure how many people use the cockpit, but it is an alternative option, but you do have to enable that. So if that you do have it enabled already, and we're going to go through the open documents and the common functions. So you can see all the different types of widgets down here. So for your open documents, what you want to do, you want to just click here and just drag it on to your blank screen. Okay, and you can adjust it, put it wherever you want, adjust the size. And then what you want to do is you want to go to settings. And here is a list of all your options that you can have on your open documents. So it's as easy as just clicking, okay, and those are the ones that I'm going to choose for now. Okay, and they're all open there. And to take them off, it's the exact same, excuse me, it's the exact same procedure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my AR invoices, and I can see the list of all the AR invoices that I have here. And then let's say I want to follow up on this 4800 invoice right here. I can click on it, and then from here what I can do is I can add, if I want to follow up on this, but I don't have time right now, I can go in, I can right-click and add a new activity. Right, and then I can set the time for it, and I can just click Add. And what's great about it is that you can go ahead and, make any comments or anything like that just as you normally would. Okay. The other cool widget that we're going to go through is your common functions. So again, same sort of idea. Now, for this one here, what's really great about it is that you go into your modules and just kind of drag everything over. So this is really, you really kind of customize your workflow. So if you come into the office, excuse me, if you come into the office and there's a particular workflow that you follow, you can outline the workflow here. So let's say, I do business partners, I can do inventory, I can do sales order, maybe a quote or whatnot. And then I can go ahead and I can, same thing, go ahead, business as normal. Now, since we have a little bit of time, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to show, just going to close this out. You can also bring any alerts and messages that you have here. And that basically, when you come in the morning, will show any messages or anything that you have. And then the other thing is your browser. Okay. So this is really great because, with social networking and where everything is going for companies who have things like Twitter or things like Facebook, you can go ahead and you can customize and save whatever, front page you want for your browser. So if you wanted a Facebook or whatnot, and since you're always working in your cockpit, you can have that available to you, and you can change this anytime you want. And so you don't have to go out of your system and into your Internet Explorer or your Firefox or whatever it is to log into your social thing to keep tabs on what's going on there. So that's something that's really great as well. So really that's kind of all I had. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to unmute you all and see if anyone has any questions. So yeah, so I had a question here, or Joanna was great enough to answer for me. But Gary was asking if we can have a handout or a copy of the presentation. Yeah, and so those will go out to all of you who attended today. Are there any other questions at all?
Yes, it's Ken. I've got a question.
Okay.
With the cockpit, can you filter the open invoices, for example, when you bring them over, or is it just all open invoices that would come over? Like, could you filter them and say, show me only open item invoices?
Just let me pull this up again. So what you're able to do is whatever option is in the settings here is what will come up in your own invoices. So if you're looking for AR invoices, it's going to give you all the AR invoices that are currently in an open state.
Okay.
Yeah. But it does, if you take a look here, it does alphabetize, so if you're looking for a particular invoice within Earthshaker, all of the Earthshaker invoices are all in one area. So that's kind of a little bit of a filter, but
yeah, what I was looking for was more filter so that I could have it show me all the past due invoices or something along that lines.
Are you looking for like a particular number of days past due? Because it does have like an overdue, however many days these invoices are overdue.
Mm-hmm.
It also shows that there too.
Yeah, I can see that. I just didn't want to have to scroll through the entire list of current to find them.
Yeah, I don't believe so, but let me just double check, and then I can get back to you on that.
The other option is to use that filter button on the SAP at the top.
This one here, right, Lori?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
You should pull queries down on that as well, can't you?
Which, sorry? On your...
Like if you create a query, can you throw it down into the open documents?
Yeah, I'm sure that there is a way that you can do that. If anyone's interested in that, I can find out how that can be done, so you can throw, if there's a common query that you use, you can put it in your common functions. I know that there is a way that you can do that. So Gary also asked, sorry, hold on a second here, what version of SAP will have the cockpit. I believe that came out in 8.8. Okay, are there any other questions? No? Okay. So thank you so much to everybody that that participated today. I really appreciate everyone taking their time out to come to the webinar Wednesday. If there are any other questions, feel free to email myself, and I'm just going to put email address here on the chat bar, and then I can definitely get back to everybody. And again, everyone that will receive a copy of this presentation shortly. So if there's no other questions, I'm just going to say thank you, and have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.